Less than 24 hours removed from the fight. Can you just kind of describe and tell us how you're feeling right now?
I feel pretty good. I wasn't so busted up in the fight. Didn't I get hit couple times, but not too bad. So I was able to manage not to get a lot of or not to get damage. So I feel pretty good. And regardless of the decision, personally, I'm satisfied about my performance. I know I could have do better. I could have done better, and I will go back, get prepared to do better. But I really believe that I didn't come up short in this fight. I believe that I stand toe to toe with the number one boxer in the world for my first match, and basically won the fight.
Then you mentioned the ride to the arena. Did that feel different than any of the other previous rides to the arena for a fight, or at that point are you just like this is just another fight, like and you're in that mode?
Um, you will try to convince yourself that it's just another fight, but it wasn't another fight. It's a different sport. If I was doing MMA, I would say it's just another fight. But the fight was so big, and it was a different fight. So it was even harder in the fact that the magnitude of this fight, the promotion of this fight, and everything. Then it's a different fight. It's a sport that I don't even have that feeling. I don't know the temperature of this water. I have to test it. Then I'm like, oh man, I hope I won't be surprised. I hope I won't embarrass myself here with all this promotion. I mean, sometimes you kind of like wish you would have fight in the parking lot that nobody would see, so you won't embarrass yourself. Like, oh, I don't know about this. But again, you are a competitor. You have to go out there and perform. So you know that if you let it go, you won't be so bad. So trying to convince yourself by your training, think about your training, if you've done everything right, and then yes, you've done everything right, so you should be okay.
As you're in the ring and Michael Buffer's doing the intros and you're seeing Fury across there, like what were you feeling? Like did any part because you mentioned all camp like and publicly, am I in a dream? Like is this a dream? Like blah blah blah. Did you have a like even a split second in that moment where you were like, holy shit, is this fucking real? Like is this am I dreaming right now?
No, at that moment when I get in the ring, I was in the ring. I was already in the fight. I was very observing, aware of everything that was going on. The only thing that I wasn't getting, I didn't know what, I wasn't on this hearing shit about what Michael Buffer was saying. I don't know if he was the mic or what. I'm like, okay, what's he saying now? Even during the introduction, I wasn't, I was trying to focus so much, but I don't know if it was his accent or the sound of the sound, but it was hard for me to listen to understand what he was saying. But at the end of the day, I was focused on Tyson. He was already on my mind. I'm like, it's him. He's there. He's gonna come and stand there. I didn't want to give time to his show because I know his show could have. I mean, I was expecting his show to take longer than what he did. Luckily, he didn't take so long. I think they gave him a time limit to operate into it. So when he get there, the fight, he worked. It took decent amount of time, no exaggerate thing, and he didn't sing a karaoke and everything. So it was good. I didn't, even though I was staying warm, I didn't want to stay there for so long and wait. But my eyes was on him,
Yeah.
and I'm like, we are going to fight.
He said something to you. Eric was saying last night he had said something to you in the face off before you guys fought, or maybe in the beginning about school, about taking you to school. Can you tell us what he said to you, if you remember?
Yes, and then when the fight started, one thing, when we get closer, and then when we touch glove, I'm like, let me take you to school. I'm like, you motherfucker, you are not taking me to school. That's why, like, when I knock him down, I was dancing in front, like, you're a bad professor, motherfucker. Like, you're a bad professor. Like, how is that school going? Who is taking who to school? Because for me, it looks like I'm the one taking you to school. So that was my the language that I was expressing at that time. Like, who is taking who to school? You know.
Before we get to that, the first 2 rounds, how were you feeling? Like, obviously, first round, second round.
The first round,
Yeah.
the first round, he came out very fast, and I think he wanted to, like, take a zone, take a mirror of the cage and, like, okay, of the ring, and say, okay, this is my space, and let me know that he's the boss out there, And then we get to the first exchange. I think I had my elbow a little bit, not too much. So for a couple minutes, I was feeling my elbow, but after that, he was gone, and I'm like, no, bro, I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter by nature. I was born as a fighter, so we're gonna fight. I mean, I might not be a boxer. This might be my first boxing match. We're gonna fight. But one thing that I was very aware of was that he's so good. He's so slicky. I don't want to go out there trying to knock him out. I don't want to go out there throw heavy punches because I might miss. And if this fight is going to the decision, I might have a hard time if I empty my gas tank. So I was very composed. I'm like, okay, I get you. And very aware of his speed and everything. Keep my guard up, trying to watch him. I mean, I do respect I respect his skills. I respect his power. I respected everything. But I wanted to impose myself. And then I keep impose my style. And one thing that happened, southpaw. I switched on southpaw. The first time, as soon as I switched, he did the same. But he wasn't that confident because for me it was easy. His jab from the southpaw wasn't efficient at all. It was easy for me to slip and move on his left and get this angle that he was very exposed at it. So I realized that, and I was using that a lot. Even at some point in the fight, even when I wanted him to give me a space, I was switching to southpaw, but not to fight, for him to stand, because my southpaw was making him walk, thinking like, okay, what do I do? And I'm more efficient in southpaw than him. In southpaw, my left hand go faster and good. I didn't land because I think my footwork wasn't sharp at that moment. I wasn't bringing my back feet with me, so my backhand was coming up short. But again, he was fast and everything, and that's how I was able to get into the fight.
Yeah. You dropped him though from orthodox. Can you take us through that sequence of like that overhand left and how that happened?
The knockdown was a defense hook, because he threw like 1-2, then I blocked, then he threw 1-2 again into that 1-2. I was just going to click with the hook, but that hook went over and then clipped him in his head. But he was just like instinctive, like a defense punch, like, okay, I'm gonna counter the attack.
Mm-hmm. At any point in the fight, did you feel in danger? Like, he caught you with some good shots, obviously. It's part of the boxing match, but did you feel in danger at any point?
I didn't feel in danger. The only situation that I was dealing with was, how do my body gonna react? How do I gonna feel this? Am I okay? Am I doing everything right? Am I gonna go to 10 round? Which round is this? 5th round, 6th round, 7th round? How am I feeling? Until I get to the 8th round, and I'm like, not too bad. Come to the 9th round, and I'm like, well, I still don't want to. I wasn't feeling too bad, but I'm like, I still don't want to give him a chance to win this fight. So let's stay composed. And then the 10th round, I knew that I won that fight. I came out, I'm like, just one more round to go. I feel good. My energy is still up. So I keep my posture. I was like, okay, let's move, footwork, everything, and I feel good. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's go to school, as he said. Yeah.
How'd you feel physically?
I was good physically because obviously the heart rate went up, and then really fast and drop, and that drop, you know, kind of like get you exhausted, the breathing. And that was the moment that I was questioning myself about like, okay, am I doing okay? How is it? Am I feeling good? You know, like trying to, that battle with myself was there more than anything. So after that, with the fight going on, you know, I think at some point I wasn't thinking too much about it. I'm like, well, I think I'm doing this, right? So, and then get to the 10 rounds, I was even little, to be honest, I feel fresh from the in the last round than maybe the 2 or 3 middle round, you know. And I think that's what experience is. You know where to put your feet on the gas and when to put your feet on the brake, you know, how to manage that. And that's how it works. So, but I was also like trying to follow his speed, not go too high and then have to empty my gas tank and give him advantage.
Yeah. Was there a moment in the fight where you felt like you broke him is not the right term, but like where you felt like he realized like you're going to be here all night? Like this isn't going to be like an easy, you know, table tennis versus tennis match. Like,
oh, no.
Was there a moment where you saw that? And
oh, yes. I think I wouldn't say I saw that, but I would say from the second round, I know that he would start to think like, okay, this is not going to be easy as I thought, but he was still early in the fight and he was still like, okay, let's see how he do, how he does after 2-3 rounds. Maybe he's just, I was thinking for myself and thinking for himself, like what's going on in his mind, what is his state of mind right now, what is he trying to do, and that's the thing. But clearly, there was a lot of moment in the fight that I was looking at him, and I'm like, I mean, I could have seen in him like, oh, I wasn't ready for this. This is not what I thought. And at the end of the fight, he said like, this is not the script. This wasn't the script. Just had my toughest fight since over 10 years. This been he might just give me my toughest fight.
Anything he did to you that surprised you?
No, because I know that he has everything. I know him pretty good. So I was coming very alert, very aware of what he could have done. So I wasn't surprised. And one thing that I think he also gets surprised, the clinch wasn't working good for him. He tried that at some point, and I was really pushing and like defending it. I think at some point I even pushed him to the floor, like, okay, keep doing that. And he was trying to complain, but the referee said, okay, you two stop doing that. So no, I wasn't surprised.
What was going through your head when you lined up the Superman punch? Were you mad that you didn't land it?
No. I mean, at that point, I don't know which round was that.
I think it was like the 9th round.
The 9th round.
Or 10th round, wasn't it? 10th round, yeah.
Oh yeah, the 10th round. Yes. I felt like, okay, I have the energy. I had that energy. I don't want to go home with energy, so let's just use it and see you can land. If it does land, it's not too bad. I can handle it, but it's something that I wasn't going to do it in the first fight. You know, we practiced that Superman punch in the locker room, and again, it's not illegal. It might not be legal. It might not be approved, but it's not illegal because it's the same thing like throwing a hook, a Mike Tyson hook that you step and jump from your 2 feet. And we were even at the locker room talking about it, and Easy was talking about it. I'm like, fact, it's not illegal. And when I landed, somebody from his corner complained. I saw somebody from his corner complain to the referee, but I was focusing on the referee, and the referee didn't react like nothing wrong. So he was a legal punch.
Just talk about, your thoughts on the judges' scorecards.
Well, I I'm confident that I won that fight. I wasn't surprised for what happened last night. I knew that it would have happened. Hey, listen, man, I'm alone in this game. I just moved from another sport, come here, and then there is a structure, solid business, established business for people, and then you just come to rob that. You know, imagine that I would have walked out there with that belt or with him being defeated for the first time, and then what would I look for him? What would I look for all the people that are associated in his business? I know it wasn't going to happen. And even though it's going to take, but I think it's a shame for boxing though. I think it's a shame of this sport, and those judges or whoever, they should be sanctioned. Again, I'm so, I want to understand why those judges judge like that, because for me, to be honest, I don't care that much about that decision, but I think those kind of decisions mess up a lot of people's career. You know, this win could have been a win that my career depend in it, but what would have happened? You know, I went out there, I busted my ass up for the victory. I get here, I get my job done, and then this thing happened. I mean, again, I don't care that much, but I think for the justice, those judges should be accountable for their responsibility. And this is not only the first thing that I found that in this boxing world that is kind of like shitty. There's a lot of shitty stuff here that we're gonna point it out. I mean, I don't care whatever anybody say, what they do here. I'm just gonna kick into that nest and expose that shit out.
What about that?
My preference of what I mean, I have no preference. I think Tyson is going to fight Alexander Usyk. I don't know when exactly. I don't know when we will be able to do the rematch, but I do believe that we're gonna run this back. At the meantime, I still have some MMA fight. I might go to PFL, get some fight and come back. You know, we're gonna meet here sometime soon, but at the meantime, I just wanna. It's been almost 2 years since I last compete, so I think I should be back in maybe 5 to 6 months. You know, at least compete twice next year, get some fight in. You know, so that's what next. But as far as preference, I don't really have a preference. But I do have a excitement in boxing, you know, after last night. I'm very excited. I'm like, okay, even though I believed that I can do it, but now I know that I can do it. I've been there with it. This experience was unique. It was something that I gained and will help some of my self-belief.
Is there anything about your performance that you would change, or looking back on the fight want to do differently? Like, for example, when you knocked him down, do you wish you would have maybe jumped on him after he got back up, or is there a different thing, you know, something?
He was on purpose when I knocked him down. Again, stay composed, stay focused. I didn't want to go wide. I wanted to fight. I wasn't looking for a knockout at any moment in the fight. I think like, oh, I should knock him out. I want to knock him out. No. I was about to win the fight. Like, I want to win this fight. How, by any means, you know. In fact, every knockout in my career has always come natural. I never went and seek for knockout. So, and for the only time that I seek for knockout, it didn't work well for me. I wasn't going to look for a power punch. I know it's going to be a long night. I know he's very tough. He's very durable. I have seen him get knocked out multiple times. Even Cole, we thought sometime that he was dead, came back. So I didn't even take that as something. I'm like, okay, he can do this the entire night. I'm not rushing into it. I'm not losing my way. I think I fight properly, and I was listening to my coaches who was giving me the direction of what we spoke about. So I think I fought right. The only thing that I think I should improve in any aspect, believe that I have a huge room of improvement in boxing, and that's why I'm gonna be focused on, because if ever we do the rematch, I'm sure he's gonna get prepared now, because he's gonna take it serious. He's not going to come here to play a tennis. He's not going to be a Djokovic against a tennis table player.